always refer to them as grooming gangs. It's the National Archive for grooming gangs. I always say the grooming gang phenomenon, all that kind of stuff. And the number of people in the comments, oh, they're not grooming gangs, they're rape gangs. Why don't you tell say the real thing? Or you're covering up, you're obfuscating, you're like playing the game, And the reason that I use that phrase is purposeful. It's because the rape is just one
Yes.
part
Yeah.
of the trauma, right?
Yeah.
The grooming itself, and again, this lady I was talking to today, really lovely lady, she's so sweet. And she said for years and years and years, she thought that her abuser was her boyfriend. She was in love with him.
Yeah.
And she always referred to him, my first boyfriend, my ex, my boyfriend, my ex. And it was only when she went on Twitter and started reading, I think it was Sammy Woodhouse's accounts of what had happened to her. And she was going, well, that seems very familiar. And it was only then, like, she was in her late 30s, that she was like, maybe he wasn't my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And maybe he isn't my ex, So, that in itself is part of the abuse, that they allow these girls to think that they have made a lifestyle choice to become a prostitute. And what does that say about them?
Yeah.
And that it was their fault that, well, I did go and, go out drinking with him and I shouldn't have done. I did wear a short skirt and I shouldn't have done. So, that psychological abuse is part of what
And
happened to
it's not a
these
single instance crime as well. Like, as horrible as rape is, like, a single instance aggressive, violent crime against a girl or a woman. It's
Right.
it's how it starts. It's how it starts and leads to, right? And it just doesn't, like you were saying, it just doesn't lead to rape. It also leads to pimping out these girls to their brothers and uncles and whatever. Like, in the cases of Pakistani rape gangs, also, like, using the word itself bans you from Twitter, or not from Twitter, sorry,
Right.
from YouTube, like,
Yeah.
puts it down. Like, those are the other consequences of it. But grooming is a sort of like a wider net that you put through. It's not as if like we are ignoring those horrible
Right.
instances. Is that we want to actually focus on everything that is within it, like not just the rape, but also they become addicts and stuff because they put them on heroin and other drugs and stuff, so they're making them addicts. So that's another problem. They also is making them estranged from their own families, so they break down as a families. And and there's in that instance as well, there's other forms of abuse and torture, and it's not just sexual, it's other in nature as well. They're branding and there's stuff like that. There's so many things involved, but they first catch them. The gateway of it is by grooming them,